We're in Foodservice Powerplant Network. Yo, everybody. It's Wednesday evening. It is so good to be with you, coming to you from a kind of dreary Colorado. Not dreary, like emotionally. It's snowing, lightly snowing, kind of gray. But frankly, it's a little bit nice and kind of fun. Tonight is going to be a blast. The amount of energy surrounding tonight's conversation with Bolton of Avanti Restaurant Solutions is so high. LinkedIn was like off the charts in terms of comments and people engaged. And in the group, it was just off the charts. I got texts today and calls from people saying, I am so excited to see Bolt and you talk tonight. I can't wait. So we're going to have a blast. We're going to talk Bolt's story, so many things, how she grows, how she learns, all that kind of stuff. Now, a couple of notes for you. First, we're going to be pulling up comments along the way, just like this, right? This is the generic one. If you want us to see who you are, look at this. Kathy, because she's awesome. So rad. Okay, so here's what Kathy did. Kathy went into StreamYard/Facebook. She entered her name so we can see who she is. So if you want us to see who you are when you're commenting, then go do that, StreamYard/Facebook. We'll see who you are. Otherwise, I'm also going to be looking at my phone to see who you are if I can, because it's always fun when we can see kind of who's making the comments. A couple of other things. You are welcome to ask Bolt questions. Bolt and I have a list of questions that we were working through. We're going to go through. Things will just come up spontaneously based on the left turns that our conversation takes. And you are able to ask anything you want to know of her. I'm not telling you she's going to answer every question, but she might. Look at this. Rob Connolly's in the house. Boom. Thumbs up, Rob. Love it. Kevin Coachman's in the house. Boom. Another great night. This is so fun. So many of my favorite people here. So get ready for a blast. Let's do it. Let's go find her. Bolt!
Hello.
Hi. How the heck are you?
I'm great.
You are just a joy, and this is going to be so much fun.
So much fun. And I will tell you that just as we were waiting, Jake jumped up on my lap. So he wants to be part of the show too.
You know what? We've never done a three-way conversation, so this is so great. I love it. We're trying something new. What's up, Jake?
I love it. He just wants to lay on my lap.
This is awesome. David Maxwell. David Maxwell's in the house. David's a SIFA buddy, right?
I love David. He's fantastic. He just attended his 30th SIFA conference. That's legendary. Amazing.
Good Lord. David, we're glad you're here, my friend. This is so great. Okay, Bolt.
Yes.
There's a lot of fun accolades tied to your story, and you've accomplished, and Jake's like, he's sending the love. He's feeling it.
Lay down.
You work for an incredible and well-known dealer in the country, working with chains. You were last year's the 2020 FE&S DSR of the year, number 1 in the country, which is not an easy thing to do. You've accomplished a lot of cool stuff. For anyone watching that doesn't know your journey from where you are, before you've been to where you are, can you just give us some of the history of your career journey?
Sure. First of all, I have to say, still mind blown that I won the award. The people that were nominated with me are absolutely phenomenal dealers and humans. And so, so amazing to have won that. A little bit about my journey. I started working when I was 12. I was a bus back at a local family-owned Mexican restaurant, but it was great. As anybody in this Powerplant network knows, you get a taste of the restaurant industry and you love it. The energy and the excitement and the ability to make someone's day in an instant. You see them, you greet them, and you can make or break their day just in the way you greet them. And I really learned that, I worked in food service for almost 30 years as a server, a bartender, a trainer. I spent 16 years working for Jamba Juice. I started as an assistant manager. I was a store manager. I was a training store manager. I ended up being a senior training store manager. So I facilitated workshops, rolled out new products, did the road shows, the whole thing. And really, through my journey, I've always chosen companies to fit what I needed from a positive aspect. And they needed to fulfill me in their goals and their values. And Jamba did that for me. I actually opened the first Jamba. I started at the Juice Club, and then I opened the first Jamba in Santa Monica. Some people would argue that Pasadena was the first one, but it was the same day. So whatever. But I could memorize people's names. Hey, Bob, good morning. Are you going to get a Strawberries Wild today? And I could instantly make their day. And I taught that to people, and I love that. So spent a lot of time there. I had a rebound relationship when I left Jamba. I worked for Trader Joe's for 4 months. Absolutely loved Trader Joe's. Fantastic company, fantastic culture. The work-life balance didn't work out for me. You're on the floor 10 hours a day, running forklifts, managing people, your phone's in a drawer. You can't check in with your family. It was a lot of very physical work, and they wanted me to move across the country. So I wasn't quite ready for that.
Sure.
And all the while I was being courted by Avanti, and I was being courted by them for about 1.5 years. And Mark was a regular customer of mine, Mark Rossi, the owner and founder. He'd come in and get his smoothie in the morning, and we'd have conversations and kind of shuck and jive and just talk about kids and life and whatnot. And slowly he and others at Avanti would come in and kind of plant the seed. And I started to learn that there was a whole nother side of the business than just operations, just running a restaurant or being in a restaurant. And literally it's a whole new world. It's like being on the earth and working in restaurants. And then it's like being underwater and seeing all the background of the industry. It's a whole new world. So it's been a fun journey for sure.
Okay, couple things I learned. First, Zena Dater's on. Zena, what's up? She's loving your story. Oh.
I love Zena. Oh, she was the DSR of the year as well. I want to say it was 2012. Possibly, what? I could have the year wrong. Oh yeah, she made the footprints in the sand for me to follow in. Absolutely. Okay. Double high five to her. Yes.
This is rad. Tom Stritch, best move Mark Rossi ever made. By the way, when I listened to what your story, you're like, Mark was dropping hints and then some other Avanti people came in. It sounds like there was a really strategic and concerted effort to woo you.
Maybe
so. Okay, here's my next question. Do you still remember what Mark would order when he came in the morning?
No, he would mix it up. He wasn't a normal. I want to say it was like an Orange Oasis, and then that one changed to something else. And yeah, he likes to jump around. He still does.
Okay, got it. There we go. Just curious. I think there's a real gift when you can remember someone's name. And this is a theme of yours. As I read some of your stories, I've read it, is that gift to what you do to other people, like how you make other people feel. And whether it's known, I think most people, the greatest gift they want is to be known and for someone to accept them. And when you just remember someone's name as they're ordering their orange, whatever, it just goes such a long way in creating an instant connection.
It makes them feel special.
Yeah.
And that was the thing at Jamba. They come in for 3 minutes, but I could make their day. Or I could be too busy to say hi. And they're like, oh, okay. But we had regular customers there that would come in every single day. It was their breakfast routine. It was amazing. Not just breakfast, but, different times a day. Yeah, it was a really cool place. And then the neat part is then hiring and training and teaching. At the time, it was mostly teenagers, how to be responsible humans in the customer service world. Mm-hmm. And one of my greatest gifts, I'm so excited. One of my all-time favorite employees, Mackenzie McAttack, just accepted a position at Avanti, and she'll be working on my team. And I hired her when she was 16 years old, yesterday. But
gosh.
Yeah, so she's coming to join my team, and I'm just so excited to teach her this side of the business. I know her customer service is phenomenal. Her drive, her ambition. It's such, for me, it's not about growing people in this job today, but who knows where we're going to be in 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. It's about relationships. People work for people. That's it. People work for people. And you see that when you move jobs or move industries. some people will come with you because they like how you treat them and they like how you make them feel. And they want to be a part of that. So that's it. People are the number one most important thing in any business, in my opinion. So.
I think you're onto something, and you're right. It's not that hard if you make it about making others feel good and known and wanted and respected. This, by the way, is our buddy Taz. Taz is on.
Taz!
This is Zena again. Zena's loving it. Who totally loves you? Zena totally loves you. This is awesome. Oh, Zena,
I totally love Zena.
This is so great. This is our buddy Ari. Ari with Insinger. Jason Bulk, great conversation. End to an exciting news day. We don't know what you're talking about, Ari. Was there news today?
Nothing. I don't know.
I haven't heard a thing. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. This is great. Okay, so aside from your last name being Bolton, tell us about the name Bolt. Does Bolt go with you everywhere when you're tucking your kids in at night, when you go to family holiday parties? Tell us how you got it.
Okay, so it's kind of fun. What's actually, I was going to say funner, but that's not a word. More fun is my given name is Gentile. So for 30 years, I was Gentile. It was one word. I wasn't Jennifer Teal. I was Gentile. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then I got married, and my husband is Jason Bolton. And when I worked at Jamba, I had one of my favorite managers that worked for me. Her name was Jen Burton, and I was Jen Bolton. So I called her Bert. She called me Bolt. Then fast forward to my first day at Avanti, Jen Pollock is my direct supervisor. And on the very first day, Jen's a huge personality. She's phenomenal, but she was super scary back then. And on my very first day, she said, so I'm kind of the Jen at Avanti. Do you happen to have a nickname or, something you can go by? And I'm like, well, how about Bolt? And it is the best decision I ever made. I can delineate my personal life. I'm Jen or Mom. I can then be Bolt. It's in construction. There's a million Jens in the world, but people remember me because of the Bolt. So it works. And did I mention the energy part and I've been told people want to bottle my energy. So now there's a car named after me. There's a superhero dog named after me. It's fantastic. There's a really fast runner, apparently. The same Bolt.
I'm assuming you get royalties on all these things when people take your name.
No.
I think you said best decision you ever made, and there's some delineations that it helps you with and some things that are advantageous that way. But to speak to your energy and the lightning bolt and what a lightning bolt does, a lightning bolt, as you know, is a part of our logo, the Foodservice Powerplant logo, because bringing the energy.
Yeah.
And I mean, oh yes, Bolt's got the new water bottle.
And there's a bolt on it. I love it.
So awesome. It's not a coincidence that your nickname is tied to your energy level, that people don't just know Bolt, they feel you in a way. I mean, you transfer that energy. It's been a theme as people have been excited about this conversation. It keeps coming up. What you are able to put into other people in the form of energy or enthusiasm or whatever it is.
And I will tell you, it's contagious and it goes both ways. So sometimes it's really hard and I have to kind of tone it down for some people, which is sometimes really hard. But it's a give and take. You and I are there's a chemistry. We're bouncing off each other. This is fun. We're enjoying. But you definitely have to tamper that based on your situation, I think, which can be really hard for a, high extrovert.
Totally agree. There's times where I go into like a sales meeting and let's say the room is like at a 3 and I'm trying to bring that room up. Right. And maybe sometimes I should start at an 8 and meet them in the middle, but I'll start at like a 12 and it's like, just eyes like, whoa, like what's happening right now?
Yes.
So
and then if no one jumps in with you, you're like, okay, now I'm the crazy person in the room and I'm kind of embarrassing myself and now I'm really uncomfortable. And
I know you need some followers. You need some followers to bring it back. I love it. Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. You work and Avanti works with national accounts, typically speaking, correct?
Yep.
What's so fun for you about those chain customers? What's so fun about national account customers?
So I love, first of all, it can be easier because I don't want to say cookie cutter because every project is unique. However, when you're working with a national chain who has a set spec for all of their equipment, set store layout, your designer goes in, I need this many square feet. You can lay out the project and you can move super fast. But the part that I love is that you can sort of integrate yourself or weave yourself into their organization. So, I work with the architects, the designers, the marketing team, the ops team, the C-suite level people, and the franchisees. That's the biggest part, is the franchisees. So I know the corporate's values, and I know what they want. I know how to give consistency to their brand, but then I can go and nurture and bring along their new franchisees and guide them to, I know you're thinking about this or that, but the brand standard is this. Let me show you why that's important. Let me help you and guide you to not only meet with your franchisee agreement, but also why this is going to help you in your business. And I love being that kind of liaison. And then it extends further into the project. You're really the liaison with all those other parts, but once the project starts, you're working with the general contractor, you're working with the plumbers and the electricians and the installers and, all the different parts. I love all of that. It's fabulous. One of my favorite things, I love going to job sites. I learn something on every single job site I go to, and it's fun.
Do you have your own hard hat with a bolt on the front of it?
I have a hard hat. I'm looking because it's behind me in the cupboard. I have my go bag. It's my scale and my level and my hard hat. I've got all my stuff. Yes. It just has an Avanti logo on it, but it's black hard hat. Hard to go by.
Bad A. That's awesome.
Yeah. Totally. I need a bolt on it. That's a good idea. I'll work on that.
We can find someone. We might know a guy who can get you a bolt.
Okay.
This is awesome. Eek Bolt is amazing. Who is this?
Eek.
Sarah Volner?
She's my right-hand man. She's my dynamic duo. I love Sarah.
Oh, so great. The yin and yang.
She and I just got to go to Southern California for the past 2 days to go visit a client that needed to be visited. And, part of this whole COVID thing has been so hard because you're not in the office anymore. And she and I are fully vaccinated. We got to go have dinner and we sat in a restaurant together, might have had a drink or two, and laughed until we cried.
Oh.
It was so good. Just heart is full. Oh, it was amazing. Can't wait to get back to that full time.
Heck yeah. Way to go. I'm glad you guys had that. I think I haven't had a ton of that yet. I've had a couple and they've been so rich and I missed it so much. What the chemistry, similar to your energy that you bring into a room or wherever you are, I think food has the ability to do that as well. It opens up. It's just an obvious medium to create those moments. Sarah's loved it. Oh, Sarah loved it. She felt it.
I love her. She's fabulous.
So good. And maybe I don't know if the number of so's here relate to the number of drinks that Sarah had, but we'll just hope so.
I probably had more. I don't know.
Who's this? Bolt. Oh, Maureen is on.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Maureen. Hey. Bolt is so deserving of DSR of the year. Okay, so let's go there for a second.
Okay.
DSR of the year. Tell me what it's like when you get that call. For anyone who has a dream, I'm a big believer in hearing stories and hearing what it's like. And there are people I'm sure watching or who will watch this that are like, you know what? I want to be the DSR of the year someday. So what's it like to get the call?
So the call was the DSR of the month call. And okay. Joe Carbonara calls you, who was on your show. This is a show now.
I know.
And he introduces himself and you're like, oh, Joe's a big deal. Why is Joe calling? And then he tells you that you've been nominated and, goes into the whole thing. And I almost had to say, can I have a minute? Joe, can I just have because So exciting. So exciting. Mine was unique because it was COVID. And a couple of years prior, I got to attend the dealer awards show. And so I got to see all the fanfare and all the things that happened and the anxiety and are you going to win and whatnot. And then, so for mine, it was May of last year. So it was a big Zoom reveal. And man, it was awesome because the pressure's off. You're not in a room of 1,000 people and you don't have to give a speech and, that whole thing. So I kind of lucked out a little bit there. Completely flabbergasted, just completely blown away. It was the coolest, most amazing thing. And the really neat part is when your customers hear about it. And when you're getting accolades from other people in the industry that you don't even know, who are reaching out because of this award. It's really quite amazing. The whole journey has been so amazing. And then you have the photo shoot and you do the interview. Normally they would come out and you would spend a few days and they'd write the article. But we did, every week for a half an hour kind of thing to do the interview, which was really great to really get to know Renee a little bit. And the whole process was great. Everybody at Zoom are phenomenal people.
I would agree. An amazing team there. We've had so many on. Okay, so Kathy is saying her DSR of the year acceptance speech was the best ever. So do you remember anything you said that would have made it the best ever for Kathy?
Well, it was funny because the day before she sent an email to all of the nominees and said, hey, like normally you would come up on the stage if you win, so you might want to write a few words. And I'm like, oh, Lord, hadn't really thought about that. And so I wrote a speech and I dressed up, even though I was at home. I was in pajamas on the bottom half, and it was middle of COVID. And I just thanked all the people that needed to be thanked. And I was probably overwhelmed. I think one of my quotes was, I have an attitude of gratitude. And just so grateful for everybody in my journey. Yeah. And still am.
It's a pretty good way to approach the world.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to win that award someday, because it's a big deal. You're right. What would you tell them to do? Like, would you give them any advice?
For me, it's, you got to be you. You need to be genuine. When I first started at Avanti, Jen, fabulous person, Jen Pollock, my supervisor, my boss at the time, we worked a lot together and she was a super control freak and she'll tell you that too. Loves her customers, nurtures them, will do anything for them, which is great and amazing and all these things. But I was taking over a main account, a really big franchise account from her as she was moving up in her career. And for her to it took a long time. I'm the kind of person I'll trust you right off the bat. Yep. And she won't trust you until you've earned it. So already we're coming at it from different angles. So it took us a long time. But she would handle this one specific customer in a certain way. And she was trying to get me and coach me to handle her the same way that she would. And it just came off as not genuine. And so when I finally kind of figured it out, I was able to win this customer over and ended up winning the Vendor of the Year award for this chain. We went a long way. We're still working with this chain. I've actually handed it off to Shauna Snyder, who's up for the DSR of the Year award this year, which is very exciting. And that's one of her main accounts that she works on. But for me, it's just be genuine. You need to be you, and you need to understand who you are, and then you need to deliver that to your customers. Really, that's it. And you need to know your product. You need to know your clients, know their menu, know their flow. I'm a huge advocate for going and working a day in their store, especially with chains. I need to know why you prep the dough this way. Why do you slack it, thaw it, or why do you, all the different things that they do? Why do you do this? What's this 2 feet of space right here? Can we fill it with something different? Can we change it? So we really want to prove it that we can do the job and we can give you the service you want. And then we want to improve it. and I can improve your operation if I spent a day working with you in your store. So truly that's the secret sauce.
I love it. You're not just there to make sure things happen just fine. You're there to get another set of eyes and help them be better.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a partner, and I don't want to be a partner for this project. I want to be a partner for life. I want to be your partner for life. I actually just said that to a client yesterday. And I'm waiting for them to sign.
Good. Hopefully they want to be your partner for life.
Hopefully.
It feels like you went down on a knee. Like, hey, listen, here's a ring. I want to put it on your finger. Can you give me your finger? And we're going to slide this one down.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You juggle a lot. You're great at your work. You're a wife. You're a mom. You just moved into a new home. All this stuff.
Yeah.
How do you do it all well? And I get it. You're not perfect. None of us are, right? We all have moments where we're not our best. But how do you find a way to stay present and engage in whatever role you're in while juggling it all?
It is not easy. I would start by saying I'm very blessed. I have an amazing support system. I have my in-laws are phenomenal. They are mid-70s. We actually, because of COVID and things we've talked about for years, we actually moved into my dream home. We all just bought a house together. So my in-laws and then my husband and I and our 3 kids all just bought all of our dream home. It's so exciting. And now it's COVID, but we live together. So we get to see each other every day. We make dinner together. We have conversations. We play cards, 4 nights a week. We do yard work, whatever. It is just so awesome. But your village is important. And I know not everybody has that. I am very, very blessed to have a village that has been able to help us. When my kids were younger, I had an old employee from Jamba who became our nanny, and she was the best nanny in the world. And she would come to our house so I could go to work in the morning, and, she'd show up and the kids are still in their jammies. So that was a huge plus. And then just having, the boundaries part is hard working from home now. My commute used to be 20 minutes and I could kind of decompress, listen to music, make a couple phone calls. Now I walk down a flight of stairs and I'm in the kitchen. Hey, everybody. So you don't really have that. But I think that communication is the key. And compassion, I have a morning meeting every morning at 8:45. I have a 7-minute meeting with my team, and my 13-year-old will come in and sit on my lap. Hi, everybody. And they're okay with that. And they say good morning to Jeremiah, and that's just what they do. And it's cool. And you just have to, I don't know, we're weighing it most of the time. I do think it's important that you check in, especially with kids. It's so hard. I have 3 teenagers at the moment. Today was not my best day, but I'm trying. And you just, I think you have to say you're sorry when you lose your mind, and you have to check back in with them and make yourself pause and sit there until they're ready to tell you what's going on or what they need to talk about. And it's not easy, but I think that's it. You need to be present. You need to check in. You need to, it's not easy. Today was a rough one, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you think it's been good for your kids to see you working from home, to see what you do more, see how you engage with your colleagues, how you carry yourself professionally, just so, Jeremiah's sitting on your lap watching you be a professional?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They didn't know what I did before. In fact, when they would try to explain it to their friends, they're like, what? I'm like, have you ever been to Blaze Pizza? Like, we build those. Oh, that's what you do. But I don't actually build the Blaze Pizza. I just supply the equipment that goes inside, right? Yeah. But yes, that has been a huge thing. And it's a huge thing for them as well. They're still Zooming from home 5 days a week. So they had the option to go back halftime, but they all chose to stay home. Okay. So it's it's a challenge for sure.
I'm glad you're in the dance. The parenting is so hard. We have an almost teenager, and as all that changes, 2 kids, we're a little bit behind you, but it's we're not always on our A game, but God knows.
No.
But we're always trying to figure it out, always trying to be better, and you care. And so I don't know. Way to go.
Yeah.
Tom's comment about how, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it flew out of my head. It's gone. It'll come back in a second. I just read Tom's thing too. The largest room in the world is the room for improvement. That's right.
And
that's exactly it.
Both as a professional, and certainly as we talk about parenting, there are always opportunities for us to improve as a parent. If you're able to give yourself grace, then the amount of times you trip and fall trying to be a parent and feeling like you didn't do it as well as you could have, I think the important part is getting back up quickly, not shaming yourself, and apologizing quick and figuring out how to communicate, whatever that is.
Yep. And I've remembered what I was going to say. So the other thing is, once you figure out a phase and you're like, yeah, I'm nailing this, they go into the next phase. So it's like, shit.
I know.
But I think that's why babies don't know, they don't have a memory until they're 2, because you completely screw it up when you leave the hospital, and there's so much to learn. And then you're right. You have to give yourself grace. You can't shame yourself. You just have to pick yourself up, and you're going to do better the next day, and apologize. They need to see you lose your mind sometimes, and then come back and go, you know what? I didn't handle that as best as I could have. I'm so sorry. Can we start over? Can we do this again? Yeah. That's
pretty epic modeling for when they make those mistakes. Taz is saying, God bless you for living with the in-laws.
I love mine.
I know. So do I. It's so fun. My mother-in-law and I have a great relationship with both my parents, but my mother-in-law is like sassy pants. Like, she and I, we give it to each other in really fun ways. And she hears the dirtiest jokes that I have, like not anyone else, but my mother-in-law for some reason. So it's so fun when you can be really close with your in-laws. It's
the best. And we play euchre all the time. That's the card game. And I'm like the weak link on the team. Who's going to get me on the team? But it's still super fun.
I love it. Okay. As high energy as you are, as much as you pass along to others, surely there are times where your energy's low, where things just feel sluggish, where you're down or you're discouraged. For anyone, we all go through that. So do you have some go-tos in your life that you go to pick yourself up?
Yeah, I do. My husband's really good at noticing, and he'll be like, you've been on all day, and especially being on the camera and being on Zoom all day, if you're on meetings and that sort of thing, it's hard. And he will say, hey, you want to take Jake for a walk? And so even just taking the dog for a walk around the block helps. My really go-to is music, always music. I have a, little speaker on my desk. I'll put on music. If I want to focus, I'll put on a certain type of music if I've got to get stuff done. But I am a huge music fan, live music, Pandora, Spotify, whatever. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Is there
for anyone who's on Pandora, Spotify, are there stations that you go to? You're like, this is my go-to in this place?
So I love Jason Mraz music. So I will go to him for feel good stuff. If I need to get something done, a quote, or just get focused, I go to Fish. So Fish is one of my favorite bands, and they're just a jam band. So they'll have a 14-minute song, and so I'm just jamming. I can type and I can quote and I can do my thing. And yeah, I'm absolutely. So, Dave Matthews Band, Bare Naked Ladies, all those guys. So, yep.
Love me some Bare Naked Ladies. I listened the other day. Yeah. Kevin, yes, music can set the mood, pick you up, and or make you productive.
Absolutely. And it can also bring you down and help you go to sleep, or you just got to pick the right genre. Absolutely. What's your all-time favorite concert you've ever been to, Jason?
Me?
Yeah, you. Am I allowed to ask you questions?
Oh my gosh. My all-time, yeah, you can ask me questions. My all-time favorite concert. Well, I went to Dave Matthews Band when I was in high school. That was pretty rad.
I've been to Dave a lot.
Have you?
Yeah. He's dreamy.
I don't know. I haven't been to as many concerts. So I'm kind of a chill acoustic guy generally.
Okay. Yep.
Like calming. My favorite musician is a guy named David Wilcox out of Asheville,
Okay.
North Carolina. And he's a singer-songwriter. There's always a theme or a meaning. And for some reason, he's kind of the guy that I go to. So I love his because they're intimate, they're quiet, they're not a lot of people, and he tells stories. He just tells a lot of stories.
Nice. Okay.
Who's this? This is music is a great motivator and refuge. Deirdre Flynn is in the house. Hi, D. Rick Palmer is in the house. Oh, Rick. Oh, favorite concert for Rick. U2 at Red Rocks. I can't imagine. That was killer. That's awesome. Oh, Xena. Toby Keith.
Oh, yeah.
Alice Cooper.
Yep.
Do you think they're together?
That's going to be an interesting show. If that's the case,
say.
I wonder.
I don't know.
So one of the benefits of working at Avanti is every 5 years you get a 4-week sabbatical. Like unplug. You can't contact the customer. If they contact you and you reply back, you'll kill sabbaticals for everyone moving forward. So you literally have to completely 100% unplug. And on my first sabbatical, we rented an RV and we went all over the Midwestern United States for 2 weeks of it. And we drove as fast as we could to get to Denver, to go to Red Rocks. And Jason and I saw Paul Simon at Red Rocks. And it was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
So awesome.
Yeah. Anything at Red Rocks is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. One of my first dates with Shannon, they do, I think it's Tuesday nights in the summer. I think it's Tuesday. They do movie night, and we saw Braveheart. That was one of the way, I mean, I don't know that helps me where we're in, but it was awesome. I mean, it wasn't the rose. I mean, I guess it's romantic. It's also, brutally grisly, but that's a beautiful love story as well.
Absolutely.
Nina says nope. They did not play together. Toby Keith and Alice Cooper. That's good. Rick was at the Grizzly Rose, the Blue Oyster Cult. Grizzly Rose is like a country western place here in Denver. That's rad and fun. Stevie Nicks at Red Rocks was amazing. Man, Rick's been to some concerts. God bless it. You go. Tell us a little bit more about Avanti in terms of that's a really special thing that they do for employees every 5 years to get that time to break away, refresh, reframe, look back, look ahead, whatever that is.
Yeah.
What is special about Avanti?
Oh, what's not special about Avanti? One of the things that I love the most is that, and this is going to sound corny, and I'm okay with that. I'm empowered to make decisions for my clients, for my customers, for my chains. Any decision that I deem responsible, as long as I can tie it back to one of our core values. Huh. And so, why did you give away whatever, this refrigerator, if maybe it was needed? Well, it's a chain customer. And I know that I'm thinking long-term, that's the core value in keeping this customer for life. And I felt like it was the right thing to do. Just a kind of a generic example, but everything I do, I filter through the core values. Am I connecting and communicating? Am I insisting on integrity? I'm filtering through those values. And then we have a cultural barometer survey every 6 months. It's sent out. It's an anonymous survey, and it polls. It really tests the temperature of the culture of Avanti. And it's not just some made up thing that you fill out and nobody ever talks about. It's brought. We have a meeting every Monday morning. We have a whole company meeting, and we talk about the barometer. Okay, this is where we're at. Some of the teams feel like they're not rowing in the same direction. We really need to, what can we do to fix it? How can we work on that? We have this company meeting every Monday morning, and it starts with every single person on Zoom at this point goes around and you say a personal positive and a business positive. And the entire company, there's 40 of us. And we go around and you learn what people are working on, what they're proud of at work and what they're proud of at home. Or some fun thing that they did, or, whatever, but it creates a connection piece. And then people are teamsing you on the side. Oh my God, that's so cool. You did whatever. So there's a piece to that. We're authentic, we're genuine. And really, at the end of the day, we just want to give the customer a great experience. The Avanti experience is what we talk about. And we do what we say we're going to do. We communicate. We over communicate, but in a good way. We don't ever want the customer to have to come to us and ask us something. We want to be forefront with them. Hey, this isn't an issue. I want to let you know, freight's doing kind of crazy things right now. So this is where we're at, or, whatever it might be. And that's huge. Customers don't want to have to think about this project. They have other things they're working on. But if we can just kind of give them a high level heads up, they don't have to worry about us. They know we've got their back.
Yeah.
And we also try to save them from themselves. Sometimes you need to save a customer from themselves.
Sure.
And our vendors do that as well, and our manufacturers. And I love that about our manufacturers. They know what they're getting when Avanti is reaching out, and they look out for us, and we look out for them.
So awesome. Look at this. Kathy's loving the stories of Avanti's culture. That culture sounds so unique. And it sounds quite similar to Camel, but from what I hear, generally speaking out there, it seems atypical to be so intentionally positive. I love that you start your weeks with proud moments. We talk about proud moments all the time in this group because it helps create confidence. If you go back and think of something you're proud of, and that's how you start your week. Talk about starting on the right foot. Who's this? Oh, this is Zena. What a great company. So impressed.
Love Zena. Yep.
Heck yeah.
And I think it's also important not just to celebrate your wins or start it on the positive, but something that we do at home, because we talked about family. At dinner at night, we do a high-low. So share your high and share your low, because it's not just all about positive. There's adversity we have to work through. There's feelings that happen at school or at work or whatever, and sharing that with your family lets them have a little insight into your day and why you might be down, and then also how you bounce back from that. So yeah, we play high-low. I think it's a really cool thing.
I love it. It's one of, there are some, we deal with this, he's not watching, but my son in particular, he's our youngest. And sometimes if something's going on for whatever, Shannon and I, we're like, we're open books, like, hey, it's hard, let's talk about it. And he keeps it in. And so we try so hard to be like, how do we create that safe place so that you feel comfortable to talk about what's going on?
Yeah.
And, it's in being free to unload that burden you might be carrying on your team. We call ourselves Team One here.
Love it.
And, let your team carry it with you. And so I love that you've given your kids the freedom to share the highs and the lows, and you guys can handle all of it together.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's okay to feel cruddy, and it's okay to not have a low, and it's okay to not have a high also.
Yep. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Tom is loving the high-low with the kids idea. Heck yes.
Yeah.
Rick wants to tell her about the laminated shower list. Have you ever seen?
I don't know.
It sounds weirder than it is. Have you ever seen our shower power thing that we do? Sorry, I have one. I have this in my shower. I also keep it in my drawer. So it's like a laminated. It works through different parts of your life. So personal, career, finances. And in the morning when I'm getting ready and I'm like, shampooing my hair, I will be reading these right in front of me. And it's positive affirmations that
I love it.
Help me start the day on the right foot. So as an example, I'm aware of what I'm thinking, how it affects my life. I am a visionary, authentic, and live full of love. It's all these, different things. Career, everything falls into place today. All is well. So anyway.
So good.
That's what Rick's talking about. Rick, well played. That's really funny. Bolt
I think
rocked.
you need to.
You know who this is? This is Mark Rossi.
Oh, not Mark Rossi. He's fabulous.
He's in the house.
What's that, Rossi?
Mark, we're really impressed with what you've created.
Yes, we are.
And what you've built in terms of a family and a group of people supporting one another and feel the freedom to do their thing. This is awesome. Okay. Your joy. What do you do for fun? Other than family, I know family is a big part of your joy. What do you go to when you have free time that is going to bring you joy?
I get outside. So I am very lucky that I live in California, and I know that. I am an hour and a half from the Sierra Nevadas. So we kayak. And the river is literally on a house over. So great. So I'm so excited. I have a new bike, and I just bought yesterday, came from Amazon. Thank you, Amazon, a little basket that I get to connect to the front of my bike, and I put my dog in there, and I'm going to be like Dorothy, going down the bike path. I'm so excited. So we bike, we hike, we kayak, we camp. That's what I do. I used to read a lot. I haven't been reading as much lately, but it's all about outside for us. Yep.
I love it. Great refresher and great vitamin D. Side note.
Yes. And I cook. I love to cook. Love, love, love. And my new kitchen. I just have to tell you, my new kitchen.
Tell us about it.
It has a drawer that you pull out that's probably, I haven't measured it, I probably should, 30 inches wide. And it has 4 slats for all the spices right under the gas stove. So you're like, whoop, that drawer has all the spices. This drawer has all your tongs and whisks and spoons and hootenanny. It's phenomenal. So
Brilliant
excited.
idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Tell me, do you find joy in handbags and purses? Someone said to ask you about handbags and purses. Does that mean anything to you?
I have my favorite purse. I love it. Is a seatbelt purse. It's a purse made out of seatbelts, and I love it. I bought it. I was on a long layover in Seattle. That's a really cool airport, and I spent way too much money on this phenomenal purse. And yep, I think it's in my go bag pile that I was talking about in the cabinet. Yep.
Is it like airplane seatbelts, like where you like unbuckle it kind of a thing?
Now you're gonna make me get it out.
Oh,
it's
game
like
on.
Car seatbelts. Where are you? It is seatbelts.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super cool. Strap never breaks. Love it.
I expected like buckles on the side, like a purse with like tons of buckles.
Oh, no buckles, just seatbelts.
Okay, good. I love it.
That's so funny. I love it.
Okay, another question in terms of you give a lot, and a word that comes up when people talk about you a lot is mentor. It's a word that keeps coming up. And so and you talked about it early on. I forget her name, but who's joining you? Who was that? Jamba Juice, and you trainer her. She's joining you now.
Mackenzie.
Mac Attack. What is it about mentoring, about investing in someone that you love so much?
So I think I said earlier, people work for people, right? Mm-hmm. You create an environment. They know what to expect. You create a safe place. As long as you're paying them what they need to live, people will work and work hard at a really intense job if they have the right environment to work in. And I create a lot of fun. We create a lot of fun together. We laugh, but we also work really hard. But we encourage each other. One of the things that I love to do is we celebrate mistakes. Like literally when we are in the office, we're ringing a bell. Hey, everybody, we ordered to walk in without a ramp again. We need to celebrate. But please, can we all really double check our shop drawings so that we have a ramp built into the walk-in? And you make it a safe place to make mistakes, but people appreciate that. Like I didn't just get berated for screwing up this walk-in and it's going to be $1,000 to fix it. But it's the right thing to do. People feel safe making mistakes and then they learn from them. And you're creating kind of a foundation for people who they know your integrity. They know your training. They know that you're looking out for them. They know that you want them to grow. And then, like I said, Shauna, I mentioned earlier, she used to work at Jamba, so she's come over. Mackenzie's coming and working. I worked with her years ago. I just think that you plant seeds and you cultivate this garden of people, and people need that. They need to know what they get from you, and they need to know that there's safety, and they need to know that you're looking out for them and you want them to succeed, and you're going to get them there. Yeah. And I think that's really important. We have to in this industry. in
So
any
much,
industry.
so much about what you said resonates, from caring for people, particularly the part where you all celebrate the losses, or celebrate the mistakes.
Mistakes. Yep.
Rick saying, work hard, play hard, celebrate mistakes, but you learn. It
Yep.
reminds me of Sarah Blakely, who created Spanx. Do you ever hear her story?
Yep.
And
I don't know.
Well, her dad, when she was a kid, used to come in from home, and at dinner once a week, he would ask the whole family, tell me one way you failed this week. And at first they're like, why would you want to know how I fail? And he said, if you aren't failing in something, you aren't trying something uncomfortable. You're not trying something new. And we don't want to stay in our lane. We want to grow. So I consider failure a gift. So every week I want you to fail in at least one way, because then I know you're trying something that's outside your comfort zone.
Love it. Absolutely.
It sounds like you all. It sounds like you guys. Look at this. Zena, I love that. You're an amazing mentor. So good. Chris Peratt, you are so good at lifting people up.
Chris is a fabulous human being. So sweet. The sweetest person you'll ever meet, and has great, she's a quiet but powerful force. She's phenomenal. Love Chris Perotti.
Like Yoda, kind of quiet, but powerful. Yeah. That's where I'm going with that. We're watching Star Wars right now, so I'm in that zone. Okay. That's awesome. Fail forward, Zena says. Heck yes. No shame in failure. In COVID, something that was hard for you, and something that was amazing. Your high and low of COVID.
Yeah, my high low. So my hard was, we actually laid off a third of our staff. That was really hard.
Yeah.
And then the office closed. And then me, the person who goes to everybody's office every morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm now on a computer. That was hard. And then we were on a computer all day long, which was overkill for sure. And I love to travel. I'm a Southwest Airlines companion pass holder. Like, I travel, I love it. And so we were grounded, literally. And that was really, really hard for me. The connections, I will say that we adapted quickly, 100%, within our individual little micro teams, as well as Avanti as a whole. We adapted quickly, which was great. We did Wednesday night trivia nights where a family would create a whole trivia game, and we do PowerPoints together, and we'd all, all the different households would get on, which was fun. We would do Friday night happy hours, where you take your computer out in the backyard and you have a couple glasses of wine, and it just ways to connect, right? That was the most important thing. So even though it was hard, we figured it out. That's what you do. Things that are amazing. I mean, it's the family piece, right? I'm here. I can go downstairs and have lunch or have breakfast if I'm up early and working, and then they, get up and we can enjoy time together. Or I'm a big fan of taking a break and going for a walk. So I'm at home. I can take the dog and we run around the block real quick and we come back in. All of those things are big for sure.
Yep. Thanks for sharing those. Yeah. How do you define success? What does success mean to you?
So for me, it's I want everybody not just to be happy, but I want them to get what they expect with a little sugar on top. So, I'm always looking for ways to exceed people's expectations, give them the Avanti experience, and make us sticky, right? Like, you want to work with us. I'm a huge fan of memes. So I'll send an email and then send a cute little funny meme, and it gets people's attention. They, I had a vendor who I kept trying to get information from, and they just kept ghosting me. And so I took my little Bitmoji and I texted him, and it was, my Bitmoji with a poke, called me right away. So sorry, I've been ghosting you. I was busy, whatever. You use humor to get through to people. So for me, success is, the admission things are taken care of. your home, your shelter, your clothing, all those things. But then are the people in my life who are important feeling loved? Are they feeling taken care of? And besides our needs met, and are we connecting? And then am I taking care of my team? That's it. I don't have huge high aspirations. I don't want to be the CEO of Avanti. We have one of those. I just want to do a really good job, and I want to be proud of who I am and the team that I'm building. Yep.
Do you? I have a feeling you get to experience that a fair amount. I love it. Yeah. I love how you define success. Give people what they expect and hope for, with a little extra sugar on top, with a little extra love. It's a great way to say that.
A little extra bolt.
A little extra bolt. Some power. Favorite movie that makes you cry?
Oh, The Notebook. The Notebook.
Is that, I forget. I don't know.
It's the love story where it's the old people and she has Alzheimer's, but he's visiting her every day. I'll cry my heart out every single time I watch it. And Interstellar. That movie makes me cry too. I'm sobbing, crying.
Is that Matthew McConaughey?
Oh, yeah. All right.
I'm going to start trying to find not the emojis, but the memes of Matthew McConaughey. That's going on my list. Find a way to send you one of those occasionally. All right. In 50 years, when they look back and they're looking at the 2020 cover of the magazine, of FE&S magazine, and your face is there, and they're talking about, this is who Bolt was. What do you hope they say? What do you hope your legacy is?
We touched on it a little bit earlier. For me, it's, you've probably heard the quote. It's a Maya Angelou quote. And it's, I've learned that people will forget what you said. They'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And for me, it's, did I leave you with, when you think of Bolton or Jen Teal Bolton or mom or mama or whatever you want to call me, how did I make you feel? Did you feel loved? Did you feel appreciated? Did you feel lifted up? Did you feel worthy? How did it make you feel?
Here's what I think is really cool about that. It's that almost all of those are intangibles. You can't measure them. I mean, to be successful at what you do, you got to know how to use a tape measure, and you got to be able to juggle all the things you do and all the tangibles in our industry. And we're always working to grow those and improve upon those. But all of those traits are things that you would take with you in any career, any profession, any part of life. And those are the ones that stand out the most. And I think that your hope for what they say about you is also consequently what everyone really wants to experience when they meet someone.
Yes.
So I would say for anyone younger watching, make note of that and keep improving your craft and your gift and your skills and your ability to communicate and respond quickly and be good at what you do. But don't disregard those intangibles that can't be measured anywhere. Yeah. How you make someone feel. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
James Gardner, that's right. He was in The Notebook.
Tom. I bet he cries in that movie too. I bet Tom cries every time he watches it.
I bet you're right. Who's this? Interstellar is great. Oh, Taz. What's up, Taz?
Yeah, Taz. I love it. What's Taz's real name? I want to know the story behind his name. Is he like the Tasmanian devil?
That's a great. Well, with his beard, he kind of looks like it right now. I don't know, Taz. Is that your real name? You should bring it up. Who is this? You have a great personality. David Richmond is on. David.
Thanks, David.
You're a gem. That is awesome. David Maxwell. I keep a copy in my desk.
Of The Notebook?
That's what I'm wondering. It's got to be maybe it's intangibles. I don't know.
I think it's Nicholas Sparks or Nicholas something.
I think you're right. Nicholas Sparks. Marsha. Hey, my sister.
Love you, Marsha.
So great. Oh yeah, Tom definitely cries. That's a Notebook. That's so good. Taz is a nickname, just like Bolt, Taz, we're going to have to get you on for another one. Taz came on early on. It was one of our conversations. We got to find out that story. We need to know, Taz, just so you know. Okay, Jen, Bolt.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm here.
It's fun to hear. Your hope is that you made people feel a certain way. That's your hope for your career. Well, just to encourage you, give you a little feedback. Feedback is all about letting people know if they're on track or they're off track, right? You're on course, you're off course. Yeah. Here's the good news. You're on course. Mark Rossi. Bolt has a great spirit. I might get emotional. Just happens.
I might too. It's all good.
Okay. We'll do it together. We'll go down together. Bolt has a great spirit and adds a high level of sparkle to every interaction. She has such great energy. People are drawn to it and genuinely like to be around her because it makes them feel better and energized as well. Look at that. By the way, sparkle, can we find a way to use that word collectively as an industry more? Because, I mean, it's like bedazzled. You bring sparkle. You bring sparkle to every interaction. Is it Chris Perotti? Is that what it is?
Chris Perotti. Yeah.
Perotti. Okay, I pronounced her last name wrong. Bolt has an incredible gift of connecting with people. Whether it's a customer, colleague, or friend, she takes a genuine interest in others.
Aww.
She's driven to succeed, relishes a challenge, and is a motivator. It's no surprise she's been recognized as the top in her field. She has an infectious enthusiasm for life, and you can't help but have fun whenever you're around her.
Thanks, Chris. That's awesome.
Another feeling. Marsha Lee, who is Bolt in the industry? Jen, Bolton is an industry leader who blazes a trail so bright, people on the East Coast can see her brightness.
Love it.
Bolt mentors the up and coming and teaches them how to be just as bright, that intangible. She is the one-stop shop for your kitchen equipment needs. She's also an awesome mom who does all and is all for her tribe. I'm a better person for knowing Bolt.
Oh, thanks, Marsha.
Marsha's the one that taught me about handbags for you, by the way. The force is strong in that one, is what she said. And Sandy Van Buren. Bolt is an amazing force within the industry. She's a wonderful mentor to all around her. She has a wealth of knowledge and is always willing to share to help others grow. She is humble and approachable, even with her recent accolades of being DSR of the year. And she has the most infectious laugh. Everyone who meets her just wants to be a part of what she's doing.
Aw, shucks.
She is like a flame that people flock to. I'm happy to know her, and I'm honored to call her my friend. I think she has just begun her rise in the industry. I think we will be hearing about her for years and years to come.
Good heavens, you guys. Thank you so much.
There are some people that you have made feel a certain way, and that creates obviously it creates relationship. It creates trust. It creates that desire for people to be around you, to be able to absorb whatever you're giving, whatever you're offering. So thanks for all the ways that you give.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. Wow, what an honor.
This was
you
so
have
rad.
Created the most amazing. When I am like dying and need a break, I go to the Foodservice Powerplant Network and I go see who posted what today, who gave me a positive nugget to get me through my day, and all of the members do that, and it's incredible. And maybe not all the members, because I think I heard you say there's 1,400 members.
We're just about there, yeah.
Good heavens, that's amazing. So start posting, guys. Everybody can post, and those nuggets it gets me through. So we need it, everybody.
I love that you said that, because part of the goal that people may or may not know was that we create a safe place for people to offer that, what inspires them, what moves them, what nuggets, what gifts they have for others. And you're right. There are some people that share a lot, and it's beautiful and it's fun, and I laugh and I cry and all those things. And the more people want to share and offer it up, go be you in the group. I love that you go there, because so for everyone listening, you're making a difference, a difference for Bolt and 1,400 other people who probably go there for the same reason. to be inspired. Look at this. Who is this? David. David's got your DSR of the Year edition in his desk.
Not the book. Oh, you're
Not
so
the
sweet,
notebook.
David.
Oh, both might make us cry. I love it. And both are inspiring. This is so great. Who is this? This is Chris. Yes, she brings the sparkle. Here we go. Here's Mark from Markle Sparkle.
Markle Sparkle.
I don't know what Markle Sparkle is, but it's got to mean something great. This is so great. David Richmond, I am honored to meet you both.
Oh, thanks, David.
David, that is awesome.
Hopefully we're all going to NAFM and we can all meet up.
That's the goal.
That would be so amazing.
NAFM will be epic. Love you. Thank you for sharing, my friend. This is our buddy Zena.
Thanks, Zena.
So great. Tom Stritch, love you both.
Always. Love me some Tom. Heck yeah.
It's my happy place. Marsha, I have a feeling that's
you guys are great.
So awesome. Hey, everyone, take Bolt's advice, I would say. You're making a difference in her world and in the worlds of many. So let this be a place where you can share that voice. Whatever it is that moves you, that inspires you, that makes you smile, keep throwing it in the community, because people go there to be lifted up in tough days where they're drained of energy and they need a little pick-me-up. So keep doing that. Epically proud of you. You're doing it. You're over a year and you are still marching on. You're still moving forward. We're still taking steps. We are still growing. So be proud of you. We're doing it together. Remember, there's a reason we're doing it in community. So if you're in a down spot and you don't feel like you've got a place to go with some of that, reach out to someone in the community. You're welcome to bring it here. You're welcome to reach out to me, to Bolt, to Tom, to whoever it is, and say, just need someone to talk to for a minute, and we got your back. We're doing it together. If you want to see all the other awesome conversations, Bolt's is tonight. By the way, Bolt, this is going to be on YouTube in the next day or two. So if you missed it or if someone missed it in your world, they can go find us on Foodservice Powerplant on YouTube. You'll see this and every conversation with a lot of people who have been on tonight, which is awesome. I think that's just about it. Kathy, drinks at NAFM. Boom. This is so great. Yeah. She makes a difference in my world every day. Sarah, this is Sarah.
I couldn't do it without her. She's amazing.
Good. Bolt, thank you. You're awesome. Foodservice Powerplant community, thank you. You're awesome. Have a great night, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Good night.